Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. Oh, well, we don't have rain today, but it's definitely a little gloomy, Kels, yeah, for sure. Got a couple of co-hosts here featuring Turkey Dude and Kelly. She's the one piping in the background there. I wanted to hop on here today because I want to talk about a video that I watched last night. The channel is called The Functional Melancholic, and the title of the video is called Civil War, the Oligarch's Favorite Reality Show. I'll put a link to the channel in my description, and then I believe it's the last video he put out, so it should be at the top of the list. But he speaks very poetically. I mean, very, very creative and really good endurance for long videos, and creating stories about things and making a point. It's pretty cool if you're into that kind of poetic type stuff. Check it out. But I would really encourage you to check this one out because it does delve into what's going on right now and what all of us, I shouldn't say all of us, a lot of us are focused on. And that is just this internal battle in our nation that keeps just getting the fuel fired, or the fire fueled, excuse me. I'm a little foggy this morning. But in short, what he basically says is that if you look at a civil war, or the history of civil wars, they didn't do anything to solve the people who were fighting problems. And his point is that it's just all part of the continuation of, distracting us as a whole to really look at who's controlling the little puppets, which is us. And that they, and you know who I mean when I say they, a lot less of them than there are of us. And I've been saying this actually as a occurring theme throughout my videos too, is that it's we the people, we are the power. But speaking of power, a civil war also doesn't threaten the power of the people that are kind of sitting back with the popcorn, watching the show, and, throwing in their different diversions of things that they'd like to see us fight over. It's kind of sick. It's actually really sick. But he also goes on to talk about a revolution and what the difference between a revolution and a civil war is, metaphorically speaking, I guess, more so. And that is that revolutions do make change and do benefit the ones that aren't in power, which is us. And he talks about how it is silent, it's boring, and it doesn't stir the anger that what's needed to fuel this civil war that we're potentially looking at right now. And he also talks about, what that looks like. And it's basically building community. It's coming together, understanding the power that we have in numbers, and putting aside our egos and our pride and what we think is right and wrong, and building community, starting community gardens, doing neighborhood watch programs again, just strengthening ourselves in our communities by the numbers. And he speaks about how that is the threat. That is the threat to the people with the popcorn that are sitting back watching this show right now. And I was really inspired by it because I also have seen some talk of, I guess, November 1st, due to the government shutdown, a lot of the food security programs are being threatened, like the SNAP and some of the before and after school food programs for children. And, a lot of people have addressed that there are plenty of people that take advantage of that system. And to be honest with you, again, that's why I'm a moderate, because you go to extreme to one side or the other, you're always going to have people that take advantage of things. But the reason that these types of programs start is because there was a legitimate and is a legitimate need for them. So in spirit of this video that I was inspired by, I wanted to put some food for thought out there. You're going to start seeing videos that as it gets closer, and if it doesn't get resolved, you're going to start seeing videos where you have, your snarky videos talking about and making fun of the, moms with 7 kids and 6 different dads and all that, okay? And how, they don't need it. They really don't need it. And you're going to start seeing the other side. I saw one, this lady's like, I will be taking my cousin and we're going to go loot this Walmart and he's going to back his, hoopty up. And if you think you're going to let us not get away, I mean, it was bad. And so that's all they had to do was throw out that there might be some food insecurity starting November 1st and look at the sides come out. And that was really another important part of his video is they just kind of roll out another, what else should we put out there to introduce to keep people fighting? It is really sick. But you're going to start seeing these videos. There are the people that are going to sit and watch them and just be like, oh, wow, or, oh, yeah. Then you're going to have people that are making the videos and enticing one side or the other. And I want to encourage... Did you have something to say, buddy? I want to encourage a different strategy in the spirit of this video that I watched. I would love for us to approach this in a revolutionary type style. What if we thought about, if this happens, knowing it's going to happen, doing what we can on our part to get these people through, to get them by? There's a lot you can do locally. You can donate to food banks. If you don't know of any food banks, organize a food drive somewhere, banks or a grocery store or something like that. Start putting these little food drives together so that you're able to, do something with it. People are either able to come and get the food that they need or they have it delivered. Or, organize a community dinner night. I know my little town here, I only have 800 people in my town, but it's really cute. I think it's every last Friday. I could be wrong. I've never been to it. I think that there's a dual purpose to it. I do think there is a purpose to create community, but it's also for people that have food insecurity. And I don't have, as of right now, a high demand for food security. But, however, I do have some thoughts that I'm going to do to check into what that program is about and what their needs are. Because our seniors are definitely one of those people that need the food programs. And, there are games on both sides being played right now. And I know you're probably going to hear, oh, they need the 60 votes to open up Congress. I don't know this for fact, so please don't take this as a fact. But it is my understanding that this whole BS of needing 60 votes to open Congress back open again is not true. And that the Republicans could, if they wanted to, open Congress back up. Now that there is some drama around why they're not doing that, and it has to do with I believe she's in Arizona, a new senator that needs to be voted in who happens to be Democratic, who would happen to also be the one vote needed to release, the good e-files, and they won't do it. I really am not going to get into that whole drama because I think it's another, I'm not discounting what happened. It's pretty sick also. But I think that it's just being used. So I wanted to offer just a solution today, something to think about instead of either sitting back and just watching these videos, or, you know, to being a participant in the creation of these videos. We got to stop. Like, it just got to stop. It has to stop, because we're emotionally investing in what's striking these feelings in us. And you know what? Get rid of the feelings that you're getting from seeing all this negativity and fighting, and try to find some reward in feeling good about maybe being just one little pebble towards the solution of this. So go find your local food centers, your food banks, do a food drive, do a community dinner. You know, maybe just go check on an elderly neighbor or make them dinner one night. You know, it could be something so simple. But I wanted to encourage you guys today to think about that and don't get caught up in the drama. And I hope everybody's doing well. Joe, are you doing good? Yeah, he's doing good. Turkey Dude's doing good. Yeah? All right, guys, thanks for watching. Take care.